the most important thing you can do for yourself in your life right now is letting go of attachment and just learning to laugh at all of the things happening. That's what I'm feeling right now. So I'm in my van here in no longer Italy. Where am I? Austria, Vienna. My van, if you know, you know. It's like every 30 minutes, knock on wood. I don't know that I really have wood available right now. Doesn't really matter because I already did that and these things are still happening. This is just it's all happening for me, right? But yeah, the sink here, I don't know if you can see, this thing came off. It's been shooting water everywhere. I did fix that. The fridge is out right now because there's mold all underneath. I took it out the other day to see why the 12 volt wasn't plugged in, because when the 12 volt is plugged in, then I can run it off my new solar, which also, my van was crashed into a branch the other day and the solar was ripped off, my new solar, the cords, however, it was fixed. So then I was like, why is my solar not charging my fridge? So I took it out. I was like, let's plug it in. And then I found some mold. And then my door fell off again. My back door, back there, falling off the hinges. That door over there, passenger door, doesn't open unless you know the technique. It's like a very specific technique. I'm just gonna duct tape my doors on, and there's duct tape all over the holes in the ground. I'm moving through this in a way that I would have never moved through it 2 years ago, a year ago. I don't know if I want to go outside with you guys. I think I'll just stay in here. Arlo Babarla, you want to say hi? Yes? You say hi to our friends? What I wanted to say to you guys was, I love you. I really, really love and appreciate all of you guys that are here and watching these videos, because it's like the best experience ever to just get to authentically chit chat with you. I made this commitment to start, also this is Arlo's muzzle. It's required for traveling on certain, I think it just broke. Did it really? This is what I'm talking about. It's required to travel on some trains and ferries and buses and things in different countries, but not always. So I just have it with me in case if I ever do public transportation. But I was just responding to some of your comments on these videos, and you are my people. You are my like-minded individuals who I love hanging out with, and I love just saying whatever comes to my chaotic mind, my mind that has a million things going on at once, and for it to be landing with you and in resonance with you. And so in my human experience, I've been sharing what I've been doing sorry traveling Europe, and I stayed on that horse farm and made a beautiful, beautiful community who I miss so much, who are not what I would consider how we think, a little more esoteric and a little more unconventional, but they also are very unconventional and very unique and spiritual in their own way. We're all I'm going through this time right now where I'm just I'm a spiritual person. No, we're all spiritual people. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And so identifying with that is just I don't know. I really feel like Frankie in Grace and Frankie. I've talked about this example before, but she is a spiritual person, right? She's into all the stuff, I don't know, she does psychedelics and things like that, and it's just a hippie. She moves away from her place that she's living and goes to New Mexico, where there's a bunch of other people who are like her. And then she's like, this is no fun. I liked it more when I was unique and around other people. We need the contrast. If we're all just the same and we're all just love and light and spiritual, and it just, there's like I talked about in my last video, it's just, there's too much identity with it. I really enjoyed just taking care of the animals and just laughing and just being silly and just being a human. We're not trying to ascend and leave Earth. We're trying to ascend and remember the truth of who we are and just learn to be. just learn to, have this human experience and see it all maybe from a place of truth. And so that's where I feel like I've landed, and I feel so much gratitude to be in this experience where like I get to really notice. It's like the art of noticing is notice like how interesting it is to be human. Like all these things falling apart, it's like that when I was not so much in the trusting of the truth of who I am, I would see the mold because, if you know my story, like I got very, very, very ill from toxic mold, which triggered Lyme disease and all this stuff and treatments and years and years and years of it. And so when I see mold in my van all the time, it's like, wow, before I used to be so afraid. And then let's go deeper. Why would you be afraid? Because you don't want to get sick. Why do you not want to get sick? Because I don't want to miss out on life. Why don't you want to miss out on life? Because I want to live. And why do you want to live? Because I don't want to die. Because I'm afraid of dying. Because I'm afraid of, And so it's like, okay, well, why don't we just let go of all those stories and remember that we are a physical being, or I always mess this up. We are a spiritual being having a human experience, and we are infinite. We are infinite, and we also have this concept called our free will. And so with your free will and with the infinite possibilities within the quantum field, everything is happening right now. Every single timeline, every possible timeline. Like there's a timeline right now where I am in a clown suit working at a 6-year-old's birthday party. Like, I'm sure. It's like, because I can imagine it, it's happening somewhere. And I'm not moving towards it. Cancel. But anything is possible. And so when I see all this stuff, I get to choose to reframe it. I get to choose to rewire it and to make it a different story, a different reality. The charge that I give it is what creates and manifests the next thing. And so if I choose to fear it, and because it's going to kill me and take me away from my life and make me go back in the IV chair for years and years and years, then perhaps that would happen, because that is where my point of attraction and my focus is. But when I see it and I'm like, haha, like whatever, like it is what it is, another thing, then it's like I alchemize it. I let go of the charge of it and get to move through it to the next thing. In my program, the 21-day program, which you can still sign up for, you can always sign up for it. I'm going to make it in a structure that's more like a package when you sign up for it. But right now it's happening. So if you sign up for it right now, you would select the May 21st, and I will send you an email with all the updated videos, since we're on day 14 or 15 right now. And then you'll get the emails every other day with the current video that we're on, and then you'll have a playlist of all this material so you can go at your own pace for the 21 days. In that program, like, we do some EFT tapping rounds, and we really focus on bringing in like regulation to those fears that we have, the resistance, the blocks, the things that are just undesired. So when I see the mold, I think about, silly animals wearing clothing and, talking and dancing, or I hum, or I, do different things that just kind of take me out of that fear state. When I feel the fear state, when I feel the things that are not in resonance with the truth of who I am, then I choose consciously to go into a high vibrational state. So I will enter my timeline within my mind, where I'm, in my dream house with my dream career and, whatever it is, like wherever you can just quickly access a high vibrational state. And so I've been doing that. And so although my van is falling apart, I'm also having the time of my life. I'm here in Vienna with one of my best friends. She's in the hotel right now. I've been staying in the hotel with her while I handle this situation. And we're just exploring Vienna and having so much fun and laughing and being silly, and Arlo's having a great time, and Austria is beautiful. And I'm just really excited to also, after this, get back on the road and go to maybe Switzerland, see some family, and just live life. Not everything doesn't have to be perfect in order to live life. Like, I don't need doors at work in order to have the best time of my life. I would prefer it, but it's serving me. This is serving me. Like, it's so in my face that, like, everything that keeps happening, that I really have to like acknowledge it. When it first started happening, of course I'm freaking out because I'm like, well, I spent all this money and blah 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 and all these stories, but like that, either that story is lack. If you're afraid of something breaking because it costs a lot of money, that is fearing that you're not going to have a lot of money coming in again to fix it, to buy something new in the future. And so just letting go, just choosing joy, choosing acceptance, choosing to move through it with, anticipation for wonderful things happening. That's how you move to the next timeline, like to quantum leap, whatever you want to call it. And so I love this chapter. I love this chapter, even though it's ridiculous, but it's living. And like when I reflect, let me make sure we're still recording. Hell yeah. If you know, I have to figure out this storage thing on my phone, but I often will record a video and then I'll check and I'll be like, it'll be storage full. Even though I have an iPhone with the 2 terabyte thing, I don't understand. But the people on the farm who own the farm, wonderful, wonderful, incredible people. I'm also, if you're at this point, I want to talk further about this, but if you are in a position and you feel called to do so and you want to donate to a horse farm, an animal sanctuary in Italy, they focus on rescuing horses that, might go to the meat industry. They focus on rescuing dogs. They just keep dogs for their entire life that can't be rehomed because, maybe they've bit someone or something like that. They have I think 90 or something dogs right now. They have, I don't know how many horses. They have rescued goats and rescued donkeys, and these people are so wonderful. Their money just goes to taking care of the animals. They are so minimalist themselves and just dedicate everything that they have in order to take care of these animals. And so if you would like to donate to that, I will leave a link below. But these people that I'm talking about that own this farm, they used to caravan all throughout Europe to save these animals and would get a call and go pick up an animal and whatnot. And so for all the things that they went through in their experience of just figuring it out and, not having a lot of money, but still making it work and following their curiosity and following their joy and following their purpose, they have incredible stories. But also they're very similar to the stories that I'm experiencing right now, where their windows falling off and the dogs are hanging their heads out the window of the caravan and they see them while they're driving and the dogs are just having the time of their life. And it's even though these are undesired things, what we've been conditioned to think that we need a perfect life in order to be happy, they make the most incredible stories. So for the last month, we've all been sitting around the table laughing, sharing stories, and listening to all these crazy, incredible things that they went through in order to get to this farm that they're now on with all the animals that they've been rescuing for years. And so when these things are happening for me and I have that evidence in my mind now of their stories, I can, for myself, tell myself this is living. And one day I'll be sitting around a table with new friends or old friends and sharing all these wonderful stories. But also I'm kind of sitting around this table with you guys every single day and sharing these stories with you too. And so that's the message. There's quite a few in there, but really it's just, it doesn't have to be perfect in order for it to be wonderful. Just let it be what it is and enjoy the human experience, enjoy this ride, and let go of attachment and just be and observe and feel and let go of attachment and know that it's all happening for you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, leave a comment if you feel called to do so. You can just tell Arlo that he is the king of dogs. He is pure joy, radiating bliss. He is just my rock. My friend used to, in California, she loves and adores him as well. She used to just say Arlo is like a crystal. He's my crystal. When I hug him, I just feel I'm being charged up and cleared and healed. And he really is my guardian angel here on earth. And I love him so much. And I'm so glad that I get to make these videos with him and that you guys get to experience him too and get to know him too. And he can't always be in the videos because sometimes I have to go hike up to go find Wi-Fi and there's maybe wild horses around or whatever. So there's reasons why he sits out for some videos, but just so you know, he is the king of all dogs. But I know you guys have dogs too, so I'm sure they're wonderful as well. So I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.